Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle. This is my second semester at Metro. I'm studying psychology and sociology. With both the degrees, I hope to become a counselor for school age kids, maybe a guidance counselor for high school students, or maybe I'm kind of leaning towards a therapist for at-risk youth. um, Kind of ties in with the whole juvenile delinquency class that I'm taking right now with all of you. So, like I said, I'm taking this class um, to help me pursue one of my careers. I'm also taking the class so I can understand what juvenile delinquency is. It used to be that I just thought juvenile delinquency was just like any kid that did anything criminally. Obviously, I'm not having that thought process anymore. Few fun facts about me. Kind of a nerd. I love building Legos. I love going to the Comic Cons around Denver and the area. I'm a huge Disney fan, and I love video games. Let's see. I'm also a mom to a crazy little 8-year-old girl that keeps me on my toes all the time. I think that's about it about me. Uh, with our assignment, the 3 risk factors that really stood out to me in our text was the health problems. When we read about those on page 6, it really surprised me that 10% or 7.5 million youths actually have no insurance in the US. I find that crazy to even think of with the whole state insurance funding. And like in Colorado, we have the child health plans, which doesn't cost anything. Um, Another statistic that I found really crazy on page 6 of our text was um, children are not getting their recommended exercise. Now we've all heard about childhood obesity and kids not getting their correct amount of exercise, but I didn't know that 80% of our youth weren't getting it. And one of the reasons is because that the kids don't have any accessible parks or recreation centers within, I think it's a mile of them. To me, it's crazy. Growing up, I didn't have parks or recreational centers within a mile of me either. We just kind of went out in the street and we played. But that was also many, many, many years ago. The second fact that stood out to me with the risk factors was inadequate education. It shouldn't be a surprise, but it kind of was a surprise to me to find out when I was reading about it on page 7 and 8 in our text that 78% of public school students, um, I'm sorry, only 78% of public school students in a 4-year period graduated from high school, and that 1 in 6 Black students have received at least one out of school suspension throughout their career in school. Um, we need to do better at educating our youth and standing by them and helping them. The last thing that of the 3 factors that really stood out to me, it shouldn't be, but it's kind of eye-opening, was the social media. Reading through on page 9 and 10, we all know about cyberbullying and everything. Bullying's been around since the beginning of times, kids picking on each other, but unfortunately now the cyberbullying, as our text says, is no longer just a face-to-face bullying of one kid to another kid. Now the one bully can start in with texting and emails and even instant messaging, and then it can go from just one bully to numerous children picking on the one child. The other one that I just cannot wrap my head around is the sexting that the kids do. They like they don't recognize it as a risk, as bad behavior. It's just kind of become the norm. One of the most startling things that I did read about the social media and sexting in our text was they did a study of what was it, 1,560 internet users that were the ages 10 to 17, and 2.5% of those users actually said that they've been part of the pictures that are sexually explicit that have been sent out to another friend or boyfriend or girlfriend. Then I was reading on the TED Talks, or not reading, I'm sorry, when I watched the TED Talks, kind of got really, really angry by watching this. And I'm getting really concerned about our youth. It's so hard for me to believe that 25% of all the confessions that have come about are actually false. That's just hard to wrap your head around, that 25% of the kids that are interviewed by police are just confessing to stuff that they've never even done. It's also disturbing to know that youth are actually interrogated the same way as adults are. Youth's brains and social skills are nowhere near what they should be to be interrogated and sat in a room for up to 4 hours with one person just lying to them and saying, oh yeah, we're going to be your friend and we're going to get you through this. It's like kids are so susceptible and they are going to believe 100% of that. You can take, even a 17-year-old is going to believe the cop wants to be their friend and wants to help them out. And unfortunately, that is one of their tactics of getting what they want out of you, is to lie to you. And Lindsay Mallory had said that straight on. It's like they will lie to get what they need. So after everything that I've watched and all the reading that I've done and the thinking that I've been doing about this, I'm hoping that one day, with my degree in psychology and sociology, I can actually help some of these children that are so-called juvenile delinquents or troublemakers or the at-risk youth, maybe hopefully make better choices. And maybe I can find a way to help change how this is done. We have a juvenile system court for a reason. They're juveniles. They shouldn't be tried as adults. They can't comprehend what adults do. And I'm hoping that maybe one day I could maybe help form a task force of a sorts to help the kids out. We have all these special places. We have special task force and special police to deal with drugs and to deal with sexual assaults and to deal with rapes and immigration and all these other things, but we have nothing specially set up for children. So hopefully one day, maybe even I can help change it. There can be a special just police force integrated into our regular police forces that are specifically trained for nothing but youth offenders, and that way we're not running into teens confessing to stuff that they never did because they don't understand, or it's been force-fed into them, hey, it is you that did this. Or that, they're actually staying in school and not going, well, nothing's for me, I might as well just drop out. So all in all, that's my take on our first assignment. I can't wait to see everybody else's, and I look forward to the rest of the class with everybody. Have a great night. Bye.